Hello, this is Theresa, and I'm looking for myself right now because I can't see where my live is broadcasting to. So give me just a minute while I look for that. This is kind of weird. YouTube. It says YouTube. Well, I'm just not positive that this is going where it's supposed to be going. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, that's right. I started putting in a thumbnail, and that's what threw me because I was looking for, the pink screen that it starts off with. All right. My brain is calibrated now. Well, happy Sunday, and I hope everyone is doing well. I've got some Sunday goodness to show. I have been busy listing journals on my Ko-fi shop, and my Ko-fi is on my profile and in the description, the link to that. And what inspired this was I was in a chat for a person's live stream, I think it was yesterday, and it was Sandra. And let's see, let's give Sandra a shout out. So let me find the whole name. Where is it? Subscriptions. And Blossom and Inspire is her channel. Blossom and Inspire. And she really inspired me yesterday, to the point where I went to the storage unit today and brought home all of these journals so that I could list them on Ko-fi. So I have my best day ever journal, which is an altered book planner. And I just love it because I use some wet tissue strength paper over the book. And then this is my Language of Flowers journal that I did because Carol Laws was doing one, and hers looks so lovely. I wanted to try and reproduce that loveliness. So I went on eBay and bought a Language of Flowers book and tried to replicate a lot of the beautiful stuff that Carol did because I wanted to learn from her. And this one has 5 signatures in it. It's about a 2.5, 2 3/4 inch binding. And it's got some lovely fabric from Juanette's store, Juanette's Crafting Corner. And just a lot of beautiful pages from the paper cameo. This is another favorite. This has vintage tapestry fabric from Italy. I bought this from Roxy's Creations. And I repurposed a happy planner so the cover is hard from a happy planner. And I purchased some rose gold discs. I almost think those are 2-inch discs, but or 3-inch discs, but I might be wrong. And this one has clear tabs in it, and it has 6 tabs, so a person could do like 2 months for each section. This planner, the one I showed you at first, is Best Day Ever, and it has January through December tabs for that one. And then we have my Poppy Filled Avenue, which is 4 signatures. It's a hybrid of no-sew and 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And it does technically not have a cover. It was designed with Canon photomat paper. And I love this journal. It's made with the Louisa Heinzel's Poppyfield Avenue kit. And I went through her series that she had on her journal and tried to learn from the loveliness that she creates on that one. So that one was inspired by Louisa. And then Vintage Cooking with Faith, this was a Junk Journal Madness collaboration, and the topic was vintage cooking. Oh, actually, it was my own. I'm the one who came up with the topic. I just remembered that. So I called it Vintage Cooking with Faith. Some people just did vintage cooking or whatever they wanted. And this one has some beautiful trim from Italy and just a lot of lovely vintage ephemera, original ephemera. So I see some Florentine papers in there, and this one was a lot of fun. This one in the Poppy Field, how do I want to say this? I used different size pages, so they staggered. I tried to do the build like Louisa did for her Poppy Field, but that was too much thinking for my brain. So I did all of that. They're all listed on my Ko-fi. And then we went to the post office. And I got a package from my sister with a couple of lovely things. Now some of this is, I put it all in the same package. So this is what I got. Whoops, don't tear it. This is what I got from my sister. Some vintage music paper that I love. And she sent me this New World Speller first book. Whoops. Grades 1 through 3. And the date on this is 1919. It's got some fun pencil writing in it. I just love it when people write in pencil. And the pages are old and wonderful. So I'm looking forward to using that. And this book cover is in good enough shape that I might even make a journal with the book cover. I'll use my my cleaning putty stuff that I have and clean it up a bit, and then maybe cover some of the worse for wear areas. But I actually love it when things look old like that. So those two things were from my sister. And then I bought this from eBay. And this is called Language of Flowers, which I thought was fun. And it has an inscription in here from March 29, 1980. So it's not real old, but it is really fun with the way it's laid out. And so, like, I've been encouraging my daughter to buy some valerian and use it. And I noticed in here when I was looking in here that it listed valerian. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. I thought it was fun. Valerian. An accommodating disposition. And that's exactly why I told her to use valerian, so that she and her daughter, especially my granddaughter, will have an accommodating disposition. Isn't that cute? And then there are a few verses, like red and white roses. Red in these roses, the sad story of my hard fate and your own glory. In the whites you may discover the paleness of a fainting lover. So it's like a rhyme verse, and I love to have little verses sometimes to put in my journals. Plus, I've never made a journal. Well, I've made some ephemera books and stuff, but I don't think I've really made a journal that is this small before, and I'm looking forward to that as a challenge to myself. There's that. Then I got card in the mail. It was from a lady that I purchased a few items from. So these are some excuse me. These are some canceled checks. Just a few things. So those will be fun to play with. And they will go right into this drawer right here. That's put away. Okay, and I'm going to save that card. That might come in handy for my Christmas journal. And then I got a bill from the VA, so I got to put that somewhere where I can remember to pay it. Right there, you go right there. And before we went to the post office, and before we went, so the first place we went to was to the Treasure Valley Vintage Flea Market, I believe is what it was called. And it was down at the Expo building down by the fairgrounds in Boise. And I bought these 3 different laces. What else did I get? Oh. And I bought, well, the other thing, the thing that held it's in the trash. So I bought this thing. And I bought it for these. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of that. And that's going to go right in here with the rest of this stuff. Okay, now there was one other thing that I bought, and it was a little pin. Where did I put that? I need to remember where I put it before I lose it because it's little. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves if you come on to the live chat. Well, phooey, I thought I put it in my purse. It's not there. Let's see. I gotta dig. Oh, there's my rock I've been looking for. My granddaughter Julia gave this to me last year. And I wanted to put it on one of the shelves in my office. So, phew, that's something I've been wanting to get done for a long time. I'm so glad that I found that. Jiminy Christmas, where did you put that, Theresa? You didn't know I was going to use this. Oh, there it is. Yay, I found it. Okay, all my doTERRA oils, I use peppermint, tea tree oil, and Breathe. And these are just my roll-on oils. I love these because you can just roll it onto your skin. Okay, let me get rid of these real fast. All this stuff, I don't need this next appointment. I'm done with all that garbage. Okay. Now, here's the little pin I was looking for. So it has an American flag and it has a Red Cross flag. So I thought that would be good for my nurse journal that I've really been thinking a lot about today. And I'm really getting excited about doing my nurse journal. So I need to pull out there it is. So I have my charms, which is the last thing I bought for the nurse journal. And then I have my book pages that I've pulled out of the book. So this is going to be the cover from this psychiatric nursing book that I bought. And I left these pages in so that you could see that this book is from 1957. And then I have my prescriptions in here. And I don't know where I got that piece from. But then once I start building ephemera, I'll put it in this envelope. And these are my journal kit pages from Jez that I bought, that I have printed out and ready to go. Yeah, so all the pieces are coming together. Oh, and then the rest of the ephemera, actually, you know, I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and move the rest into here, because this ephemera book has Nurse Jez. So it's the nurse kit, and Jez is the creator. From Jez, if you're watching my video, which I doubt you are, but it's Jezria Creates is her channel. I'm not very good at saying it. You know, I actually think I'm just going to do this because I want everything together. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of this in here. What's this? I have no idea. I think it's something I wanted to use for the journal though. And then we've got all these. What do we have here? Oh, isn't that cute? So I even have some pre-made ephemera already for this journal. That is just super exciting to realize that. This is just a pocket. What in the world is this? These are pockets. I'm not sure if they're from Jez's kit or not, but I think they would work for this. I know that's from her kit. United States postal card. Postcard. That might look good. No, on that one. I even have some of these backed. Very cool. Love it when I have things pre-made and ready. Hi Susan, welcome. I'm just reminding myself of what I have ready for the nurse journal kit. And I've got just one more little piece of it from a flea market today. I'm going to have it all put together in the same basket so that when I go to look for things, I won't have to remember that I have some here and some there and so on and so forth. Okay, that fits nicely. The basket is growing. The lovely journal fodder is coming together. Okay, so what I thought I would do today real quick is when I get something in the mail for Happy Mail, I love to play with it right away. So I'm going to take a page of this, and I saw this idea on Carrie's channel yesterday, I think it was. Whoops, dropping stuff all over the place. Now I'm gonna grab a napkin. Let's do one of these. So anything tissue related, so that's what is Tim Holtz, and that's like wrapping tissue and napkins is included in this acrylic drawer. I need my Scotch tape right off the bat. It'll just make my life easier. Not that side, this side. And then right there. Whoops. Wait a minute, I might have already pulled the ply off of here. Here I go, just jumping. I'm pretty sure I took the ply already off of there. Okay, so let's turn this one like this, I think. I'm sure there's nothing more. I just wished it was a little more translucent, but it's not, so we'll work with that. I'm going to use my Pritt stick, and I'm going to use possibly my water painter. This is one from Stampin' Up. From my Stampin' Up days. And let's just get this covered with glue. Whoops, careful, we're going to rip it all up before we're ready to rip it all up. A lot of times I like to also use my Barely Art glue for this sort of thing. That's, oh my goodness, it's very fragile paper. I'm too heavy-handed for it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun going to the Treasure Valley Vintage Flea Market today. Oh, they had one of those boxes with the drawers. I don't know what you call them, but oh, I would love to be able to have one of those in this space. I would love to, but they're super expensive because they're vintage, they're antique. I think this one was 200 something, and heavy and takes up a lot of space, and just not a good fit for my situation. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to use my water pen. And I'm going to draw a line to tear this napkin off. Because I like the way that looks. I really wished I could see the music through that better. So for that reason, you too, Susan, enjoy your supper. For that reason, I'm going to reach in and get some stuff. What am I going to get? So I have this Mod Podge Dimensional Magic 3D Accents. I've never used it. Do not shake. Apply to highlight and add dimension to project. Yeah, that's not what I want. Never mind. Scratch that. How about some clear gesso? Let's see what that'll do. Do I need to shake this? Use undiluted. You gotta leave dry for 24 hours too, but that'll be okay. Okay. So where's my silicone brush? Here it is. I haven't used this forever, so, oh good, it's not clogged up. And I've used the gesso that is not clear, but I've never used, I don't know if I've used this before. And you need to be gentle because once the napkin starts to get dry, it very easily can rip. And I'm wondering two things as I do this. One is if this will make the napkin more transparent, and two, if it will soak through to the paper on the other side, which I don't think it's going to give the paper on this other side more stability, make it more sturdy. Well, that's torn right there, so that I'm on the paper right now. That's fine. Okay, I don't really see that this is making the napkin more transparent. So let's go ahead and put that to the side to dry. And have a cleanup. Okay. So, oh goodness. I'm going to try a different tissue paper. Let's look at the titles, because that looks interesting to me. Long, long ago, lovely night, woman is fickle. A man must have named that. Ooh, that's a long. The Last Rose of Summer, Lullaby by Ermini, which I believe is the one that we're all familiar with. Evening Prayer by Hansel and Gretel. Huh, interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna take this and I am going to cover this with glue. Am I? No. Let's do this. Now this is nice and transparent. Whoa. Glue's falling and paper's ripping. Sometimes you just gotta get started. Like, have a substrate handy, the music paper, and then have something to play with. So, like, sometimes we'll get started with a medium right away, like gesso or whatever. In this case, the tissue paper is kind of acting like the medium. It's my story. I'm sticking to it. So, I think I got most of it stuck down. Then, what am I going to do? I don't know. Okay, where are we going to from here? Think, think, think. Okay, I know where we're going. Now, we're going to have a substrate to lay this on. Yes, we are. And we're going to center that. So, these are some of the bigger index cards that I coffee dyed, just to have them ready for this sort of thing, for this sort of a play. Hi, Joanne. I started off with showing a bunch of journals that I listed on Ko-fi today. And then I showed some, this is from Happy Mail. Whoa, I got papers blowing all over the place. So these two are from Happy Mail from my sister, and I'm playing with this to start off with. And then I got this from eBay. And then I got some lace from the Treasure Valley Vintage Flea Market today. And I started off with doing something like what Carrie did yesterday on her video. And I glued this napkin down on top of this music paper. And then to try and make it, try to make the napkin, I was experimenting to see if I could make it more transparent. I put down some of this clear gesso, and the jury's still out as to whether I think it made it more transparent, maybe a little bit. But then I also wondered if it would reinforce this paper on the back, and no, it's not. But it's going to have to dry for 24 hours, I guess. So now I'm gluing tissue paper from my tissue paper stash onto this music paper. And I will show you in a minute what I'm going to do next. This is just some coffee dyed index card that I had pre-prepared. I'm just making sure all these pieces are glued down real quick. This paper is super duper fragile. Okay, so now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to go over to my sewing machine, and I will be right back. Joanne, if you had somebody here with you, you could chat with them while I'm sewing this. I know there's other people here because I see 5 watching and I'm one of the 5. Tell them to talk to you, Joanne. Yeah, this morning we went to the vintage flea market. Then we went and had lunch at a Mexican restaurant. And then we went to the post office where I got my Happy Mail. And then we went to our storage unit where I got my journals to bring home. I'm going to sew all around this index card. Hello, Denise. Welcome. Yep, Susan went to eat. It was dinner time for her. Okay, so now I've got the index card substrate and the music paper on top of that, and then the tissue paper on top of that, and sewn all around. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold this in half. Denise, I don't know if you've been here, so maybe you heard, maybe you didn't, but I did go to my storage unit today and I brought home 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 journals from the storage unit and got them all listed on Ko-fi today because you guys inspired me. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take some papers. Just need some little scratch papers, little scraps. Okay, there's some. There's some. That will work, and that'll be enough. I don't like it to be real bulky, and I need something to cover it with. I'll use this. Okay, now I need to size all these. And I priced them for more than $5 this time, Denise. Oh, that's wonderful that you're going to have a sleepover with your grandkids. How many? Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'll fold that in half. Oh, neat. 2 grandkids. Actually, I need that to be thinner than that. Yeah, we'll use this piece right here. Oh, those are so fun ages. My granddaughter that I have that plays with me and is on a YouTube channel sometimes, on my YouTube channel sometimes. She was on a short here just recently. By the way, if you see her scratching her head during that short, after the video, it occurred to me that she was scratching her head quite a bit. So I said, come here, Ruth, let me check your head. Sure enough, she had lice. So I said, Okay, Ruth, it's time to go home and see Mommy now. And then Grandma dropped her off and went to the Walmart and bought all the necessary things to get rid of the lice. And let me tell you, I've been buggy ever since. And I can't tell you how many times I've had my husband check my head. So one of the things I bought at the store was I bought, and this was, let's see, as of this Thursday, it will be 4 weeks. So I bought myself tea tree oil shampoo, just in case. Yeah, I have 6 children, so imagine what it's like. And I homeschooled, so they should have been a little bit more safer than what they were. But of course, they go and play with the kids in the neighborhood who go to public school. And, yep, the neighbors gifted them with an outbreak of lice. So at the time, I had 4 beautiful daughters with long hair. And no, I did not cut their hair. I would sit outside. Fortunately, it was warm out. And the sunshine is really good for sitting in to see things. And I would sit outside on a lawn chair and take one girl at a time and systematically look through their hair to make sure they had all the nits picked out of them. So I'm just making this into a little notebook. And I like to make a little topper like this. And so I will take this topper and I will put glue on the back. And this will fold over the card and then seal like that. Because I don't like to take the stapler and staple all the way through, because I'm always conscientious that I don't want somebody to cut their fingers on a staple. Okay, so that gave me 1, 2, 3 little pieces of paper. And then what I like to do on this side is I like to put a little pocket over on this side. So I've got a nice little vintage piece of ledger paper. I think this is from I think this is 1800s. Can't see a date. And it's so nice. It's so sturdy. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to try and cut off enough so that I have a usable scrap piece, because it's hard to take this paper out of hoard mode because it's so precious to me. I have a book behind me of it, but still, that's besides the point. So, I think that I want to do, I feel like I want to do a slant pocket. But decisions are hard sometimes. Because I want to keep all this. Maybe I should have just done a smaller pocket. I think that's what I should have done. I should have done a smaller pocket. But these little pieces will be good for clusters. Now, I don't usually ink my vintage paper. I'm just looking to see if I feel like I need enough contrast. Good night, Denise. Have a good evening. Enjoy those kids. I don't think I need contrast, so I'm not going to ink that. Well, hello, Sandra. Welcome. I've been thinking about you today because you inspired me. Your nose must have been itching. Is that what it is when somebody's talking about you? Your nose itches? So there's a little pocket and some little scratch paper. And now we have a little notebook. And sometimes I like to take like a little rusted paper clip or something like that. So let me grab my metals box. This is my metals expansion box. And let's see. Clips, brads. What do we got here? Okay, here's a little rusty paper clip that I want to use. And I'm just going to use that to hold this little notebook shut. And for the little details, I think I want to round these corners. It's not folded perfectly, so I'm having a little challenge. And then I want to ink. We're coming up here. Okay, now for a little bit more fun, let me find my pen before my glue dries out. Oh, where'd you put it, Theresa? Well, phooey. It's not showing up. Is it on the floor? Nope. Okay. We'll have to look for it later. Oh yeah. So this is some of the lace I got. Okay. Lace, $2. Hi, Jenny. Welcome. This is what I got at the vintage flea market today. Downtown Boise at the expo. Ooh, that's... Ooh, I think it might be two different kinds of lace. Wait a minute. What am I looking at here? Oh no, it's just folded. Okay, so I don't need very much. I just want something for here. But this looks like this is a good amount of lace for $2. Look at that. Can you see how chubby that is? That is very helpful, Sandra. So Sandra said that this is a good deal on the lace, and she's still scanning my table to see if she can find the needle. Cute. She has a heck of a personality, you guys. So be sure to go check out Blossom and okay, maybe I can talk. Blossom and Inspire with Sandra. And I'm not going to try and pronounce your last name, Sandra. Sorry. I trip all over easy words. Yeah, it was a great deal. So this was $2. And look at this. This was $1. All that lace, and it's old. And then this is a doily, and it was $2. So my husband said, I thought you said you had enough lace. And I said, I did. Now I have more. He went to the that's cute. He went to the flea market with me today. So in our household, you will never hear me saying, I'm just waiting for that comment to come up. I wanted to share it with everybody. Oh well, it's taken its time. You will never hear me say that I had to ask my husband permission to buy stuff, or that he's not happy with me or forbidding me or whatever to buy stuff, because we don't have that type of relationship. Okay, now it's up. So Joanne says that she had to have her husband write the name down so that she could understand what he was saying. That's cute. Okay, let's put down some lace. And plus I'm the breadwinner. So my husband is oh, I found it, Sandra. It was over here where we can't, it's right here where my hand is, and we couldn't see it. So it's right there. Yep, he's retired, and I've got a full-time job. Which side do I want this on? I think I want it on this side. There. That's pretty. Take that little piece and put it right there so I can use it later. I know, they do. What I need to do is take an earring back and put an earring back on there. What is the other thing? Oh, and the earring backs have little holes, don't they? And then you could put like a jump ring or something, because I can't do beading, but I could do something like that, and maybe it would make it more obvious as to where my pin is. Oh, a pin cushion would be a good idea. Why haven't I ever thought of that? I like that idea. Because I could easily just put it in the pin cushion, as easy as throw it down on the desk, which I should never do. Okay, so this one is done. I did a couple others the other day. Let me see if I can locate them real quick. I got a mess over here. Here they are. So, I did this one today, and then I did these two yesterday. So we have a little bird, and then a little pocket with cabbage paper, and I used a punch, small bloom punch, to punch that out, and then I put some Florentine paper behind it, and then just some paper. And then I was in a bird mode yesterday. So here we have a bird sitting on a feather, and we have a diagonal pocket, and this is from an Edith Holden book. So now these are ready to do something with later on. But before I go, real quick, Sandra, if you rewatch this video, you will see me talk about this, but I pulled all of these out of storage. It's kind of fun. It was like going down memory lane. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 journals, and I got them all listed today. So I also realized that I do have room in the trailer for me to be able to take these to Arizona. So sometimes when I list something on Ko-fi, I will take the listings down when we go to Arizona, because things are being kept in my storage unit. But I decided that I have enough room in the trailer that I can take these to Arizona with me in case they were to sell. And anytime you would see one of my listings, Sandra, for whatever reason, I would love feedback, constructive feedback. So I'm always learning. We're all always learning, and any ideas I can get for doing things in a better way, I'm all ears. So thanks, guys, for taking time to visit my channel. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, Sandra. I'm gonna put a shout out to you in the description after I'm done with this video. And I look forward to seeing you guys again. So have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and a great week next week. And look forward to seeing you the next time. Thank you, Joanne. Yes. Take care. Bye. It's so hard to say goodbye, isn't it?